Hey, Biz Bees! Today we are back with another chapter in our My Weird School series, Book 12, Miss Todd is Odd by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Palet. So let's pop open the book and fly through this adventure together. Chapter 8, Getting the Goods on Miss Todd. I couldn't wait to get to school the next day. Yes, you heard that right. I wanted to go to school for the first time in history. That was because weird Miss Todd would be gone and good old Miss Daisy would be back. Mom said I could ride my bike to school so I wouldn't have to wait for the bus. Mrs. Cornwall, the bus driver, gets lost all the time. She's not normal. It was Flag Day, so we all wore red, white, and blue to school. There were flags of all different countries all over the place. When I walked in the class, Miss Daisy wasn't there yet, but Andrea was sitting there with this pruny mean face on and her arms folded in front of her like an X. What's eating you? I asked her. Did somebody steal your dictionary? You know why I'm mad, AJ, she said. No, I don't. Yes, you do. We went back and forth like that for a while until Andrea finally said why she was mad. I found out that you're gifted and talented, she whispered. It's not fair. Who told you? I asked. My mother, Andrea said. She's vice president of the PTA. She knows everything. Well, I'm not telling anyone, I whispered. I don't want the guys to know I'm a gifted and talented dork like you. I'm not telling anyone either, Andrea said. I want to be the only one in the class who's gifted and talented. Agreed, I said. It will be our secret. The only problem was that Ryan was hiding under his desk listening to us the whole time. Oh my God. Ooh, Ryan said. AJ and Andrea are both gifted and talented. They must be in love. When are you gonna get? Ryan never got the chance to finish his sentence because at that very second, guess who walked into the door? Who do you think walked into the door? Nobody. It would be dumb to walk into a door. But guess who walked into the doorway? Miss Todd. Oh no. The Andrea clone was back. It was like a horror movie. Miss Daisy is still sick, Miss Todd said. There must be something going around, so I'll be your teacher again today. She didn't look all that happy about it. She wasn't nearly as smiley as she was the day before. Open up your math books. Ugh! We had to do reading and writing and math all morning. I thought my head was going to explode. Then Miss Todd forced us to play more of her dumb games where nobody wins or loses. What's the point of playing? I thought I was gonna die. I couldn't wait for lunchtime. I miss Miss Daisy, Ryan said as soon as we sat down in the vomitorium. I miss Daisy, said Michael. Miss Todd is weird. Do you notice that every time I say anything, she writes something down on her piece of paper? I asked. What's up with that? Subs have to write a report about what happens in class, Andrea said. You're going to be in big trouble when Miss Daisy gets back and reads Miss Todd's report. All Miss Todd ever does is teach stuff, said Ryan. She's like a robot teacher. Hey, maybe Miss Todd isn't a teacher at all, I said. Did you ever think of that? What do you mean? Asked Emily. Maybe she's a robot in the body of a human, and she was sent here to take over the earth, I said. I saw that in a movie once. Stop trying to scare Emily, Andrea said. I'll bet that robot Miss Todd murdered Miss Daisy so she could take over her job, Michael said. Subs do that all the time, you know. Yeah, I said. After the robot subs murder all the human teachers, they'll probably create a race of robot zombie clones to brainwash kids and take over the world. If Miss Todd finds out we know, Ryan said, she might murder one of us to keep us quiet. We've got to do something, said Emily, and she went running out of the vomitorium. Emily is weird. Maybe we should call the police, Ryan suggested. They could arrest Miss Todd. We need to find some evidence first, said Michael, so we can get the goods on her. What goods? I asked. I don't know, Michael said. But you always have to get the goods on criminals. Michael's dad is a policeman, so he knows all about crime and murder and stuff. After lunch, we headed back to class. Me and Ryan and Michael tiptoed around the hallway pretending to be detectives so we could get the goods on Miss Todd. It was cool. If there has been a murder, Michael told us when we got to our classroom, there has to be a murder weapon. You guys look around for one. I'll see if I can find a few strands of Miss Todd's hair. Why do you want her hair? I asked. So my dad can do a DNA test on it, Michael said. Once we get her hair, we'll have the goods on her and we can throw her in the slammer. I still didn't know why we needed Miss Todd's hair. I didn't know what a slammer or DNA were either. But I didn't say anything because I figured gifted and talented kids like me should know stuff like that. No one was back from lunch yet. Miss Todd was probably still in the teacher's lounge. That's a room where teachers sit around in hot tubs all day. So me and Ryan looked around the classroom for murder weapons. A piece of chalk, a flag, the blackboard eraser. It would be really hard to murder somebody with an eraser. What if you force somebody to eat the eraser? Asked Ryan. He is always thinking about eating stuff that is not food. Ryan is weird. Ryan is weird. Did you find the murder weapon yet? Michael asked us. No, I said. Did you find a strand of Miss Todd's hair? No, he said. So what do we do now? Asked Ryan. We'll have to question Miss Todd, Michael told us. We need to find out where she was 2 days ago, the last time Miss Daisy was seen alive. We had to stop snooping around because Miss Todd and the kids from our class came in. She told us all to sit down and then she started talking about Flag Day. Some countries have really dumb flags. I think she made some of them up. Does anyone have any questions? Miss Todd finally asked. I do, I said. Where were you 2 days ago? Did you know that flag of Barbados has a picture of a pitchfork on it? That's weird. I beg your pardon? Asked Miss Todd. You heard me, I said. Where were you 2 days ago? What does that have to do with Flag Day? She asked. Don't want to answer, eh? I said. Then you must be guilty. Guilty of what? Miss Todd said. It's none of your business where I was 2 days ago. If you won't answer the questions, I said, we're going to need your hair. My hair? Asked Miss Todd. Why? We need to run a DNA test so we can get the goods on you and throw you in the slammer. I took my scissors out of my pencil box. Don't be ridiculous, said Miss Todd. Give me your DNA, I insisted, getting up from my desk. No, said Miss Todd, backing away from me. She's getting away, yelled Michael. So I did the only thing I could do. I started chasing Miss Todd around the classroom. AJ's going crazy, shouted Andrea. We've got to do something, shouted Emily. Never run with scissors, yelled Miss Todd. Get her, Ryan, shouted Michael, and the three of us chased Miss Todd around the classroom. It was a real Kodak moment. You're under arrest for the murder of Miss Daisy, Ryan yelled. You kids are crazy, yelled Miss Todd. Admit it, I yelled. You're a killer robot clone. You want to take over the world. Help, yelled Miss Todd. You have the right to remain silent, Michael said. Anything you say will be used against you. You're a bunch of little monsters, Miss Todd yelled. I quit. I don't want to be a teacher anymore. Then she ran out of the door. It was cool. You should have been there. Miss Todd is odd. Oh my God, I can't believe they made her quit. And that is the end of our chapter for today. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you'd like to follow along for more adventures, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you on the next one.